In the previous lessons, we've seen how much you can do with HTML. We've looked at all of the different common elements that are used on a regular basis in web development. And if you're interested, there's a whole lot more as well. So some of these are less commonly used, but there are a lot of different elements, and there's a really good element reference over at mozilla.org. So they do have a whole listing of the common different elements here. We've got our metadata elements, we've got our ways of doing our content sectioning. So we've got all of those down here, and we've covered most of them here. Definitely the more popular ones we've covered. And then when it comes to the text content, so structuring your text content, there's a lot of different elements that you can add in to add different meaning to the text that you're outputting within your HTML element in HTML structure. We've also got inline text semantics, so ones like the line breaks. We can also bold text. So just going back over to here where we were looking at the form, so if we want to bold out some text here, and let's say we want to bold out this lorem ipsum text here, we can add B around it, so we can add the bold, and then we close the bold wherever we want the bold to stop, and we see that that bolds out the text. So a lot of different options here, and we also, similar to bold, we can also do italic, we can do small. So small is another common one that we might see. We can also do strike through as well. Italic is there, so that represents a range of text, so it's offset from the normal text. It essentially, what it does, it inclines it slightly. So if I want to incline this piece of text, we can add in that semantic, and we see that that text gets inclined there. We can also use small, which is another one that is commonly used, where essentially what it does is it just makes the text smaller but keeps it in line. So we see that we've got this particular text, we see that it's slightly smaller, stands out in different ways, and this gives us the ability to really add in different inline text semantics, making it look different and representing in different ways. We've got span there as well. We also have strong, and strong gives importance, so it's typically displayed as bold. So it looks a lot like B, but it is there's different structure for that as well. So we just add in strong, and typically you're going to be using B, but you can also go ahead and you can use strong and get the same type of effect as well. So we see that the text gets bolded there. And we also we can also bring in images, we can bring in videos, audio into our web content. So this again was new with HTML5. We can embed content. We also have ability to use canvas. So what canvas is this is an HTML element that allows us to attach drawing capabilities, and the drawing is done through JavaScript. So JavaScript essentially is able to draw within that HTML element. So that's a really nice, neat one if you want to create some kind of dynamic drawings and animations. There's also tables. So tables are a great way to represent content, and then of course forms. So there's a lot to forms. So a lot of different information here that we can go through and create different types of HTML structures. And the whole idea when you are creating your HTML structure is to really get a good feel for what and how you want to represent your data. So make sure that you wrap your content appropriately within that right structure, and this is going to make it a lot easier to add CSS. So take a look around and look at some of your favorite websites, and just take a look around and see how they're representing their content within their website, and get a feel for how to better represent and how to better structure your HTML content in a way that breaks out that content in different contained sections, and then they're nested within larger ones and going all the way up to body, and then finally going all the way up to HTML. Now in the next lesson, we're going to start bringing some styling into our web page. So we had already set up some style, we had script tags, so we're all ready to go to start adding styling into our HTML structure. So that's coming up in the next section.